to be fair. Good evening, everyone. I am a guy with a chair in the dark talking about things and stuff. And this is Brian Horton.
What's up,
How
guys?
goes the day?
Hi, it's going very well. Had a good day at the art store's Warhammer department, and looking forward to all the Blood Angel stuff that went on pre-order this weekend. Really looking forward to seeing those new Sanguinary Guard in person because I think they're better than people are giving them credit for.
When's that go live? When is that?
The pre-orders are live right now. They come out on the 19th.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, 19th.
Got it.
But it's absolutely really cool because it's like we're finally getting a better Sanguinary Priest. We're getting a Blood Angels Captain on foot, which we haven't had in forever, and all the other stuff that goes with it. And that upgrade sprue that, in my opinion, looks absolutely fantastic. Probably one of the best underrated things that they got going.
I haven't I still have been holding off on super deep diving into BA because I'm going to play them. I'm going up with the Kalile to play in a local 3-man, and I'm going to play Blood Angels for that. It's a 3-man 1-day tournament. Basically, my whole thing about tournaments is I'm going to not go anywhere that's far and or expensive or long. So, but I enjoyed them. I'm looking forward to trying to break that new codex because it's got a lot of different things.
That new codex looks really interesting. Depending upon points changes, point costs, and everything, I think there's going to be a legit play with that one uppy downy one with intercessors. Or not, Inceptors. I can get the name right here.
Yeah, it's Inceptors. Well, the thing is with that, dude, is I didn't want to bother again, because the regular Blood Angels is still legal, still played, you know what I mean? But also, because we have points coming out sometime this month, they said October, I didn't want to make plans when there could be a large shift in points for that. Because that uppy downy army, if you make a couple different things cheaper, is going to be super legit. It's probably already legit, but if like multiple units that you want to uppy downy get cheaper, that's going to be a nasty
if you look at it,
detachment.
Every uppy downy army is legit. Any army that has the ability to pull stuff up, put stuff down, or put additional stuff in reserve, or pull something out of turn early. They all have that good play because Pariah Nexus missions lend well to that, and that's a big thing. And that's one of the points I've been wanting to make for a while. Oh, Matt O with a super chat. Go ahead, Brad.
Yep. Death Watcher coming back, baby. Primaris kill team in an animation means they have to come out in a kill team box or something, right? Right? Go orange. So
I think it's absolute. I think it's absolutely awesome that they put out an animation and people went, "Hey, that's not even a legal unit in the game," and they went, "Our bad. We promise in December we're going to give you a treat."
Nice.
And it was like, you know what? Good enough. It's about time.
I hope they make the Deathwatch kill teams wildly OP. I'm sorry, but I want there to be, well, in my army, I want you to bring one kill team. You know what I mean? A kill team shows up, make it busted, but only make it one. You know what I mean? So, or want it just any one type of, you know what I mean? Make it an 01, in the kill teams. And then you can make them badass.
I think they can have the great force of roll out a whole Primaris kill team army, have all that, but in a way that makes sense. I think it's, hey, these are only usable in this detachment. And you can't have them outside of this detachment because that's the only time they bring the might of these kill teams. Or, hey, guess what? In this detachment, it's, in your Death Watch detachment, it's 100 points. And you're not Death Watch detachment, it's 175, and you might want to consider something else.
Yeah. It's just,
or something.
If you limit things, you can make them have cooler rules and be a little bit OP. You know what I mean? It's just when people are able to spam them or throw them into their existing armies and stuff like that, that's when they become problematic.
And as you say that, and you go, as we limit things, you mean like a Force org chart used to?
I mean, yes, so much yes. That's the thing is that if you have to stay within certain constraints, you can make certain things. Again, you can make them OP, which a lot of times its OP-ness in itself is a lot of times really flavorful. They give them a really cool ability. What they do is very unique. And if you can't have a bunch of them, I'm really in favor of a lot of things being O1s. You can just put one of them in your army and that's it. And then you can have some really cool dynamic rules for things. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Because there's one of them. You know what I mean? So I want more uniqueness. I want more flavor, especially in the Marines. I just think that the Marines have been...
And we were talking before we went to stream of, hey, why isn't GW cashing in more on the immense popularity of Space Marine 2? And I mean immense popularity. If you look at any of the videos on YouTube where they're showing stuff and talking about walkthroughs, they're getting obscene amounts of clicks. And I'd love it to see GW go, hey, guess what? Here's our Space Marine 2 release with start your army with X Battle Force box of this is the Marine thing. This is how you get going with Marines. Here's a 2,000 point army for an obscene amount of money. But anyway, it would be awesome to just capitalize on that and cash in as we go into the holiday season. And, look, I've had a lot because, clearly with working in the store, we get a lot of people that come into the store that's like, hey, yeah, my kid liked Space Marine 2 and we saw you carried Warhammer. So we came in, how do I get into this? And there's several different entry level price points that GW does now, which is nice, but it'd be awesome for them to come out with some new and exciting stuff to just keep people capitalized. So your gamers who are there on a Tuesday, a Thursday night, wherever you play, and go, oh yeah, man, dude, pick up this, start with Space Marine box. It comes with the cards and the rules for this detachment and X amount of dudes. And it's like 500 points or whatever they decide to put it at. That would be so intuitive for them to do that it would be fantastic, and it would just grow our player base so
I don't know why we're not doing that, to be honest with you. It's just crazy to me. Space Marine 2 came out, they should have, boom, here's your Ultramarines, your box of everybody that was in the game, basically. Go.
Yeah, they should have the terrible chaplain and Titus, and why that's a Target and Barnes and Noble exclusive game box set outside of GW stores. GW stores has them as well. But why isn't that a box set that you can walk into any game store and see Space Marine 2 sitting on a shelf next to all the other Marines, and somebody goes, oh, I can get Titus, and just pick it up and go. It'd be fantastic.
100%. We do have to, I guess we'll go back to this. We have to touch on the fact that Tampa got canceled.
Yeah,
because there's a big swirly thing out there.
Yeah, to those who had planned to go, hopefully you can get refunds and everything because of the hurricane. Hopefully GW can reschedule it and maybe put it in the Northeast and have something to where the weather's not quite as bad of a problem. Just kidding.
I'm glad that they did that though, because we had that. I went to the New Orleans Open right after the hurricane, and it was crazy because most of the city was shut down. They had some of the downtown area open, and I felt so bad for the populace. We ended up going down there, and the street lights were off. There was no power in most of the city, and they had gotten downtown going basically, and everybody looked like they were not super excited to not have power and water while coming to work downtown. So it was pretty crazy, and that's a good decision on GW's part to not go.
I give them so much credit for doing that. Matt O, who's in the chat right now, and I were talking about it on Saturday, and we were like, geez, we kind of hope they cancel it just for the fact of, you know, the travel and the expense and everything else, because canceling it with a couple days to spare and being honest and saying, hey, like the hurricanes are coming, most hotels and everything else will be really cool with getting you refunds, hopefully.
I mean, that's a big deal, and I think they're going to. They have to, basically, because they have the whole clauses for that. So, but I just think it's it's ballsy to put it in the middle of hurricane season. KR did say something about that. They went, let's just run something here. Like, what could possibly happen? You're like, I don't know, the same thing that happens every year. A tropical storm runs through, and shit goes down. So.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Northeast has had, we had Hurricane Sandy once, which Lyle pointed out. But for the most part, we normally don't do too bad on storms in the Northeast this time of year. It'd be a great time to be up in this area, because I'm sure that, outside of Boston, outside of New York City, or one of the other tons of major cities up here would be happy to host a GW Open.
Yeah, I mean, yes and more yes. You know what? Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to jump on, because I'm excited to take a look at them. We're checking out we're checking out the Golden Demon stuff, because it looks cool as shit.
I'm a talented painter. I am a good painter.
Me too.
And I have competed in the Golden Demon stuff and gotten an honorable mention once. This stuff that they did at Spiel, wow, is all I can say. Absolutely crazy how good this stuff is.
It's bonkers, dude. I mean, dude, look at this dude's display. It's just the unit or kill team. Just wow. This. I like the backdrop too. This thing looks badass. I want this banner badly. I'm a psycho for banners, by the way. So I think that this is super badass.
The pile of corpses. Come on now. I mean,
it's awesome.
It's just talent, absolute amazing talent on all of these.
And the thing is that you get the two others. I really like this Eldar one quite a bit. I should psych up on the orc thing. I just like the fact that everything's so clean on this. It looks badass.
Yeah. Well, I love the rubble pieces that are embedded in, and the way he did the basing on this was really nice, because it's sparse. It looks very realistic, and it's very, very well done. Again, the plinth being cut the way it is to give everything out was really cool.
I think this is badass. It's hard though. You can see why this dude got first though. I mean, this is fucking holy shit.
Yeah.
So then we went into the large miniature. I haven't seen a vehicle win in a while, and he did the Venom Crawler, and it's just
the positioning on that was fantastic. Because it feels like a scene, right? I mean, let alone you've got all the add-ons and everything else to the Venom Crawler that look great, but that is a cinematic feeling on that. That feels like it's ripped out of something and put there.
I wonder what they use for the actual bases. You know what I mean? Are they just casting these?
No, this one actually looks like it was just cut out of foam, and the guy cut the foam rocks or chipped it or chiseled it and embedded things into it and painted it up. Kind of cool. I really like this one. I thought it was very different, and it had a nice feel to it. And the fact that it has part of a Sky Shield landing pad in the background for the wall is cool.
I like this. The walker's so good from Francisco. I like this. This is one of my favorites that I saw in the entire competition.
Yeah, very well done. The color, the way he plays with light in the colors is fantastic. It's just very crisp. It's got a nice transition to where you see the high points, the low points, and it's played really, really well. And I like the fact that the Reaver getting out of it looks like he's about to go just crush somebody.
Yes, all of the yes. And then you get this. The Age of Sigmar one, hey, their models are just so much cooler than ours. Ugh,
Yeah.
man.
Granted, I'm not seeing what you're putting up on screen right now. What are you looking at? The single mini?
The single mini.
Yeah. The single mini, Albert's Weird Boy, or the equivalent thereof, just absolutely phenomenal. The color transition that he got on the pot of smoke coming up, the spell basically, it's really cool. And that squig looks great.
Yeah,
It's just all teeth. The coloring is phenomenal, and the painting of that rock. I know how much time that takes to do to get it to look that realistic and that well done is just glorious. And of course, in the wear in that leather on the cloak, on the hide,
it's badass.
It's absolutely fantastic.
I didn't think I'd like a Stormcast as much as I like this third place one. It looks bad. He made it look very dynamic. I think a lot of times those guys look very static and just kind of blocked up.
But I mean, from the looks of things, it's the non-metallic metallic, which gives you that nice light transitioning where you don't use a standard metallic paint. You're not using like Retributor armor or something to that effect to give you the metal. You're using yellows and browns to build that up. And that gives you that beautiful light reflectiveness and transition. And I really like the cloak. I think that looks really sweet underneath.
I like banners. I like cloaks. That's my jam, dude. Seriously. I also like water effects quite a bit, mainly because I think they're magic and witchcraft and I don't know how they work. So I think they're sweet. And I don't know where it is. Send a pic of it. I'll put it up. I don't know what the drama was, but I'd like to see it. So I love the units when they do the unit dioramas. You can see the winner here for Sigmar. This looks so cool. It's the jungle scene. Woo!
And the way that the figures blend into the scenic base, like the color has some matching in a couple spots. They pick up on each other. That's a nice touch, and it looks it's very thematic. There's a lot of story in that. The movement is there. It's really well done. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Clever girl. Yeah, but you're never going to get me to say that a big pile of squigs isn't the way to go. Because this is cool as shit.
I love that there's a hopper on top of the pile of squigs, which is just phenomenal. It's just teeth and body everywhere. It's great. It's so fun. And the fact that the ones on the bottom have like the very, very bottom ones look like they've got the closed mouths because they're getting squished down.
Oh yeah, because they're like, oh.
I think it's the play of everything there that really works.
God, why are you gonna make fun of a guy's inability to see color? For $50, what color is the crest of the leftmost squig? Yeah, all these are orange, I think.
Well, they are reds to oranges, so you're in the ballpark.
they're cool.
Well, and you look, and if you look in the bottom, the right hand side of the screen, if you're showing it. The Gretchen or whatever being crushed to death, which I know I'm not saying that right. It's a goblin of some sort, but just in the mouth, just getting taken in is fantastic.
It's say red Yomi 25. I just love the dioramas. I love these are probably my favorite in both 40K and AOS, whatever fantasy is the war bands and whatnot. I just love dioramas a lot because there's just so much. Like, look at these right now. Like, look at this third place one right. There's so much shit happening in this. I just love it.
And then when you get down to, are you at the large scale mini now?
Oh, let me scroll down. The large scale is always badass, to be honest with you.
So I ain't gonna lie. We'll talk more about the first place one here a little bit later because clearly that's foreshadowing to what happens. But the color variation that Maria Peterson got on...
Just gotta scroll down here then.
Oh, yeah. So it's on the large miniature. It's the second place, I guess.
Yep, I'm on it.
absolutely beautifully done, because it transitions so naturally from the blues to the purples that it's just really nice. I really like that one. That's a transition that's hard to do. It doesn't look like just a straight airbrush transition. It looks like a lot of blending work and glazing to get it there. Really cool.
That's a cool mod. It's a cool base again. I know it's probably not the thing that I should be as focused on, but I just love these display bases. I mean, it's probably the easiest thing they did, but
oh, absolutely not.
They just look so fucking cool, dude.
In the models, yeah.
These look just so bad. I mean, the display itself, you know, I mean, you could put anything on there. I mean, obviously these are amazing, amazing models, but like just putting something on here, this display base is bananas.
Now, as you come down to the Underworlds models, which is the next on the scroll, I really wish these vampires had gotten some more up closes on them, because when
this
I
is
blew
so
them
far away,
up,
dude. I scrolled past these and I didn't really look at these very much because they were just so small. I should have downloaded all this.
I downloaded them and blew them up. The vampires are really cool looking. The Tzeentch stuff is really very well, like the dot work inside of a couple of those was really interesting, like really well highlighted in little spots, which was cool. And I always like Savage Orcs, so I'm a big fan of that.
Savage Orcs is just, it's cool. Yeah. You're not going to get me on that. The Tzeentch does look badass. The Horus Heresy, you start with the Dawn right away, you're never going to get fucking me to hate on the Dawn.
That's a really well painted Dawn. That's impressive. I mean,
again, his cloak looks fucking bonkers.
Yeah, and the Horus eyes are so awesome. They're super well done. And of course, I saw his work on what he got bronze for there. That I wish they had swapped the places on those on a personal level.
Yeah, I mean, the Soul's work on this. Dude, look at the bird, you know what I mean, on Khan. You know what I mean? His Raven.
And it's one of those things of,
holy shit. The model itself is just wild too.
Yeah, the innate detail in the coloring on those legs is super cool. I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure when the judges get down to it if it's the base that made the difference. I'm not sure, the stylized
his base
versus...
is just kind of very basic comparatively, you know what I mean, to some of these others. But the model is insanity. Yes.
Oh, so well done. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love it.
I mean, this is one of my favorites. I think this is fantastic. All three of these are badass, to be honest with you. Let's give everybody these guys credit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, holy shit.
They all deserve the kudos they are getting for sure.
It's gotta be hard to make these decisions, man.
Oh, dude, as someone who's had to judge painting for years, and we did a single model competition once, and they were like, "Oh, Brian, you judge it," and I went, "Oh, you guys are killing me." It was not easy, let me tell you. But as we scroll down and go to,
he is correct on that, but yes.
Yeah. As we scroll down, go ahead.
No, I'm used to immediately seeing the Claw of Horus and saying it's Abaddon. So
yeah, I always call it the Big Don, so it's all right. The Old World model, Angelo, that model's just gorgeous. And
I got this model. Mine looks slightly different. My paint scheme looks a little different than this.
Looks a little different than I'm going to assume, couple 100 hours he put into this. It's absolutely gorgeous.
This is badass.
And considering that model just re-released, I don't know if he had it previously and spent an obscene amount of hours redoing it, but yeah, that's fantastic.
I mean, this had to be a bitch and a half to figure out who won this one, because all three of these were just fucking nuts.
I looked at this and went,